going on, Tottenham community? My name is Leo Coys. I'm part of Colorado Spurs, and I'm a diehard Tottenham Hotspur fan. And I'm joined by my homie, the one and only. If you haven't caught him on Parker's Pitch, you could catch him right here live in the flesh on the only Tottenham Hotspur podcast that's 5,280 feet above sea level. This is episode number 26. I'm unfortunate I have to say it's back-to-back L's for us. Parker, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, actually. I can't believe it's already episode number 26. Time flies by, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I'm doing all right. Arsenal lost a couple days ago, so yesterday, I think. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And you know, honestly, we just got to talk about another Tottenham defeat. So, but it's we're starting to get used to it. And but honestly, like after we conceded that first goal, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a long day, like a long, long game. And it actually didn't turn out to be like that. So I thought we would pull one back eventually against Milan. That didn't happen, but I don't know. We're still in it. So yeah, I'm doing all right, Leo. How are you?
Good, bro. Good. I'm probably a little bit more enthusiastic than that, Parker. I mean, it's a two-legged tie. It's halftime. If you think about it, we're going to win because the next game's at the Lane, and it's going to be one of those magical, glory, Tottenham Hotspur nights, them European nights at the Lane, and it's all magic when we wear all white. There's just something about the all white kit, and the white flags waving everywhere that night. So I'm very happy that we walked away, at least one down. They honestly peppered us up a little bit more and could have got to two, but they didn't. And so I'm just gonna, we'll tuck our tail and come back home. And then when it comes time to really get down against them, we're gonna show up for sure. But look, we're gonna dive into all that and more, including probably a little bit of the Leicester match. I'm just gonna go through a couple of these comments, and then I'm gonna bring in our guests for sure. Evening, lads. Your Gooners lost. Better.
What up, Aaron?
I'm assuming that put a smile back on me face for now. I agree. That put definitely a smile on my face too. Strasbourg Steve says, "Hit the likes, people." And he did mean to say put. And homie Bobby K, bam, how you doing,
what up,
my
Bobby?
homie? 202, big up, boys. That's right. We did. We're past 200 already, Parker. That's dope. So thank everybody for
I meant to bring that up. Yeah, big up to all of our followers, everyone that's listening right now. Big up, 200 followers. Yeah, happy about that.
Big up to Kuva, who says, "Big up, Bobby K, my partner in crime." That is right. I'm glad that the other half of Kuv and The Kang is going to make their debut on our show. So big up to that. I'm happy for that. Bobby K saying, "What's up, Taryn Dove?" Kuva, big up, gentlemen. I just like the way the whole community looks out for each other when we're streaming and everybody says what's up to everybody. But without further ado, I do want to bring in our first guest. I'm just going to do this at random. So it's a pick of the lottery. And then I guess I'll find out who it is when we come back. Let me see. The homie Jacob on mute from United Spurs of America.
What's
United Spurs of America. United Spurs of America.
Hey, how's it going?
Here in America.
Thanks for having me back on this lovely production that y'all have going on.
Thanks for coming on, Jacob. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty
good.
Give
me a good old-fashioned Benton Curr.
I gotta say, I'll release it when we get into it, because obviously I think we'll have to talk about them. But I'm gonna save it just a little bit. Let the anticipation build, if you will.
Yeah, I can wait.
Yeah, let's
I like this new name for you, bro. The Tasty Texan.
It's the Tasty Texan. Oh, that sounds like some nice steak. Big up, Bobby.
The
Big
Tasty
up, Bobby K.
Texan. I'm going to bring on another guest, going to be at random too. So let me just go ahead and bring you to the show. You get the... Big up to Kuva. Thank you for joining our stream, bro. How are you doing, Kuva?
Doing well here, thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's my debut, isn't it? So, although I met you, Leo, obviously on Bobby K with Bobby K on Kuv and The Kang. Did our little games there, so reverse fixture for us. And
reverse fixture.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And of course, Jacob. I mean, I'm gutted already for Jacob. How many months is it going to be without saying Benson Gore?
I know. I'm gonna just have to save him like my last 5 marbles or something. I just gotta hold on to him tightly.
And I love the way Parker went for the full-on Scottish accent.
I did.
Benton Gore. Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
no, it's good. It's good. If it was Scottish, it was brilliant.
Cool. I didn't even mean it to be Scottish, but
no, it's the rolling the R's. It's just typical Scots accent.
Okay.
I can't tell. I have a hard time with Scottish just because of The Simpsons. Groundskeeper Willie, he was Scottish, and he was like this jacked groundskeeper that took care of the things at the.
I'm very Scottish.
They're all exactly like that. Absolutely exactly like that. Even the women.
Oh wow!
No, of course not.
My last name is
big rival. We always have a big rivalry: Scots, English, Irish, Welsh.
Yeah,
it's got to kick off at every opportunity.
It's hilarious.
I just want to say big up to Hasper, my homie. I enjoyed your show earlier. Thank you for tuning in. He also had a pretty cool guest on there too. TJ, I think his name was something like that, from Spursy. He's a good. They had a good conversation going too. It was pretty neat. But look, guys, this is actually going to be a 5-panel show today. We do have another guest, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring him on right now. It's no surprise, as you know, but he gets the intro as. He shook his head no, so that means he doesn't want to be a part of us. I'm kidding. What's going on, Steve? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm all right. What's going on in Spurs land? What's going on?
Yeah, we're crying inside.
Same old.
We're crying.
Yeah.
Really. We won't admit it, but yeah, no, we're sad.
Yeah.
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
But yeah, maybe something good around the corner. There might be. Papa Montasar, I mean, if we're trying to pull positive straws out of the tiny little needle sack, I think Papi Montasar, I think that he's quite talented, and he showed that again. He's continually showed that. He's gotten praises from Stellini, from Conte for his training techniques, or his training habits, if you will, the way that he trains. It's one of those, he doesn't train like Jed Spence. So I think that's also another reason why he got a little chance before all this things have gone down with Antonio Conte. But for me, man, Sarr was a bright little star for me. Skip, he kind of shut me up because I was hating on his ass hard a couple weeks ago. Last time I seen him, I was like, he's booty cheeks now. I don't want to see him again. We got Højbjerg, we got Bentancur, and we got, Papa Montasar. He showed me more in the limited amount of time that he was on than I saw from Skip in like 60 minutes. So it's just watching them two together. They played very confident. You're at the San Siro, and that's got to be intimidating as hell. I was watching the pregame festivities or the light show and the pregame show that they have before. I mean, it's got to get you going, and clearly it got them two young men going, and that's a good sign.
Especially because they haven't
thrown into the gauntlet, bro.
They haven't even played that much at all this season, so to just step up like they did.
See, here's my thing.
Stage that it was
with Papi. He that's what I'm going to call him from now on, because when I watch him play, Papi, the way he turns with that ball, he's nasty with it, and he goes in for some nice tackles. His timing's nice. He slides in real smooth. Have you noticed the way he tackles? He's a smooth player. I like the way he plays. He's fun. He's everything I thought Basuma was going to be coming in. Maybe just a little bit skinnier than what I thought, but you know what? I enjoy what I saw from there. He was thrown in the North London Derby, and he kind of played ballsy, but he also looked a little bit out of his element. I mean, this is when Arsenal was high flying, and they were doing great. But he got the start in arguably one of Tottenham's most, if not the most important game in our season. Oh, Leo, I was watching you on the camera switch there. Did the producer say ready camera one and take camera one?
Yeah, you got.
That's
hey,
a new.
you got to
hey,
switch
you stepping it
bro.
up.
You gotta
That's
keep 'em
nice.
going,
I need to
homie.
get
You
2
gotta
cameras
keep
going.
it-
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on. I gotta have that POV camera, bro. That third person camera, homie. That first person. Gotta
Hey, that
just hit
Kendrick
him up, bro.
Lamar
You never
music
know.
video, you
But
know what I mean? It's nice. It's nice.
you already know. But
Steve's at like a
but
rave right now.
Yeah, Steve
all
pulled
bullshit
up.
aside, you guys. Yeah, he did, bro. Disco Steve. I remember the last time he was on. Kellum was like, "Who's the dude down in the bottom's having a party?" But look, you guys, we don't have too much to be happy for. The homie, he might have a lot to be happy. His team is not going through back-to-back L's like we are. And I just kind of want to get your guys' opinion on this. Kuva, we'll start with you, brother. Off the heel of back-to-back defeats, is it an over-exaggeration or should we be worried?
I think I should be worried about performances generally. For quite a while, I think we're not the same team we were the way we finished last season. The results are going to prove that now. We had that kind of false dawn at the beginning of the season where, we had a really good league position. We were in second at one point. Things were going well, getting points that we didn't deserve. And there was quite a lot of us saying, you look at the way we're playing and this is not sustainable. And sure enough, the results have started falling away. Now with the injuries we've got, the key players, I think it's a tough time at the moment. It's going to be a big workload on Højbjerg's shoulders because we have got youngsters other than that. Although the Milan game, it was pleasing to see, as mentioned, Skip and Matassa doing really well for themselves. So I think for such a young defensive midfield pairing, they were fantastic, putting a huge workload getting themselves all over the pitch, tackling, blocking, interceptions, doing the best they could for the team. I think Matassa looked the classier of the two. He's got an elegance to him. I think that's the word I was thinking of when I heard Jacob speaking about him. He's very stylish on the ball. He glides past people when he has to. Always seems to find that extra yard of pace when he needs it. I think he's got a big future ahead of him. But let's be fair, they were youngsters and it was limited what they did as well. They weren't exactly helping the attack out very much. It was more sort of hold the forts, backs to the wall. Although perhaps for Jacob's sake, an Alamo sort of situation where we
remember the Alamo.
Yeah. So I think there's worries, but this is times for players like those two to step up. When you need to. It's what can make some players. It's happened before. Player comes out of the blue from the academy, plays really well, goes on to have a great career just based on that one game that got them started off. And I think away to Milan, it doesn't get a lot bigger than that. They aren't the team they were last season, but it's still a big name. San Siro is a huge stadium to go to. It's an occasion. That both those lads did really well.
Yeah, Steve. The recent defeats that we've had, as an outsider looking in, accumulating all the bullshit that our club has been through, bro, and the turmoil that's going on. What's it like for you to see the situation? What's it like for you to see, that damn Leicester City spanked Tottenham, and then I'm sure you followed the Champions League, and then you see the results that, we lost 1-0 at the San Siro. Were you expecting a bigger defeat, or is that kind of spot on what happened?
No, I saw the Milan win incoming, if I'm honest, just because. And the main contributing thing was Conte. Conte's record in Europe is atrocious. It's abysmal. He hasn't won a knockout game since 2013, I believe. He's just in cup competitions. That's not it really isn't his thing. He hasn't had success historically in that. And I just knew Milan. I watched them play Torino the previous Friday. They beat them 2-0. It was one of their better performances, much defensively much better. Thought the Rashanu was not as horrible as he was in in the other league games. And, Theo Hernandez, who was criticized for his effort, was another definite improvement. And Rafael Leao as well. Had some moments in the Spurs game, but it was an all right performance from him. But for me, I did see Milan getting the win. I forget if I said 1-0 or 2-1, but I said something along that line. So I just kind of that was my expectations, especially with the midfield situation with you guys. I figured that even though AC Milan don't have Ismail Benacer, who's a really, really good footballer, in my opinion. I'm a huge fan of him. As a physicality, bite in midfield, your version of a Bentancur, I would say. So Benacer was a big miss for them, but their midfield too did relatively well, and I thought they stifled you. I don't know if or actually it's not even that they stifled you. You guys, I just don't know if you really turned up outside of a few players. And that's been a theme for you guys this year. It's like half your team's turning up, or if the full team is for a half, unless it's the Man City game. It's these one-off things with Spurs. It's a bag of you don't know with Spurs.
Our attacking players really fallen away in recent weeks.
It's awful.
It was like a workman-like performance. There wasn't any sort of flair or creativity really going there. It was very predictable stuff, free kicks and long balls into the box looking.
And then your substitutes offered nothing as well. Yeah. That was the other part where it's just like it's one of those.
Well, it's
another defeat.
It also has to do with
Dan Juma had that one good pass
being played on the right and not in the center. Like I hate how Richarlison is being played on the wing.
Richarlison for me is a number 9, bro. That's why he's
in the center. Like he's playing out of position. Like he's not a right winger.
And Son needs to be dropped. Son needs to be dropped.
But I want to play like a 4-4-2 or something, or like I want to have 2 strikers. I want to have Kane and Richarlison up front.
Conte won't ever. But
I know he won't. I know
that's the other problem. He's too stubborn.
That's why I want him out.
Stubborn.
But yeah,
exactly. Because he is straight up.
He just plays people out of position and expects like magic from them. It's like like that's not how he plays. Like,
bro,
you gotta play them to their strengths, right? I mean,
exactly.
Kulu has just been a completely different player. I think since the beginning of the year. I don't know what it was. What it is
You say Kulu,
actually.
I say Hulu. Who?
Yeah, I think it's a confidence
guy?
thing. I think he's got to score soon because it's like he's
injuries, bro. He don't look fully fit.
Kulu? Yeah. Parker, what do you think? Is Kulu fit?
Hulu?
He didn't go to the World Cup. Let's remember that. So he had like what, a month and a half off. I don't know what he did.
He was posted up.
Yeah, I don't know, but
he went to a beach with
Perisic. The World Cup definitely hurt Perisic. I think after the World Cup, he's just exhausted. He's like it's too much for him. He's 33.
I differ. He was looking booty cheeks before the World Cup. Anthony had him twisting and turning, looking like he was a ballerina at a recital.
I said after the World Cup.
That was before, right? Manchester United?
That was.
No, I'm saying he hasn't looked the same since after the World Cup.
But before the World Cup, defensively, he was a liability. He's been a liability since we've brought him in. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
sorry,
hopefully we'll
I
get
think
Destiny.
You're trying to say something, Steve.
We'll get Destiny on that left-hand side next year. So,
yeah,
he's actually lighting it up.
I think it's going to be a bit of a problem next year as well, because I don't think there's the money available if Levy's still here in charge. I don't think the money's going to be coming that we're expecting. We still can't sell all those players on loan. If they're not going out, we are not going to be spending lots of money in the summer. So we could end up with these 2 really attacking wing backs and no defence to go with it. The more they push forward, the more exposed the defence will be. So we're probably going to end up playing.
Relax. We got Ben Davies. Ben Davies will play left back.
Yeah.
Tanganga will play right back.
Yeah, it's a really bad blend. I don't think and the likes of Sonny and Kulusevski, I think part of their problem now is they have to go through a hell of a lot of defensive work as well. Yeah, they're really chasing back and working their socks off all the time.
Yeah,
that does not suit Sonny
We had that problem in Newcastle with Almiron under Steve Bruce. They made Almiron come back and exert so much defensive energy. Now what Almiron does is, once it goes past the halfway line, it's Trippier's thing to deal with, and it's Bruno G's defense to deal with. Sometimes, very rarely, Almiron will go past if that's something desperate, if Trippier gets caught out. But that's why he succeeded under Eddie Howe, bro. It's simple things.
Absolutely. What happened when Eddie Howe went to Newcastle? What's the first thing you sort out in your team when it's struggling? The defense. They did that simply at Newcastle.
Botman, I'm so jealous of Botman.
And then just Dan Burn. It's good signings. They're really solid at the back. You got something to build on there. We're doing
the platform. It's a platform.
We're doing the opposite. We buy reserve strikers and extra wingers we don't need, and wing backs that don't get in the team.
No, Kuva, don't forget my favorite piece of business as of late that we did was we gave a team Lamella and 20-some million for a young kid that we've loaned out now twice. And then the second loan that we've loaned him out was to the team that we gave 20 million and a player for. And he played today. Yeah. He was trash. He got subbed at halftime, and then what happened? They scored 2 goals quickly on the bounce, smashed PSV. It was
3-0.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. So that's how our business goes. Meanwhile, you get Sven Botman, Trippier, which he walks into our team. We haven't seen the likes of a Trippier in this squad since Trippier.
You haven't replaced Trippier.
No. I mean, I said I was saying that we should have signed him, and then when y'all signed him, and he had those 2 free kick goals, I said those 2 free kick goals alone would have been enough for me to say, 12 million on him, whatever. Was it 12?
Yeah,
that's not. It was something stupid cheap.
It was stupid cheap. That's my point. And Guima wet my pants because he's nice too. And then y'all are doing all this nastiness without who was the reason why I paid attention to Newcastle in the first place, which was Alan Saint-Maximin. I'm a huge fan of him, of the way he plays ball. But you guys are seeing an immense amount of success without what I wanted from Newcastle, which was Saint-Maximin. But now you've got the likes of Sven Botman, Dan Burn, like Kuva mentioned. Dan Burn, he can play left back, he can play center back. He's very versatile. He's very large.
He's good technical ability, actually, as well. Deceivingly good technical ability.
The other things I like about him is he's a local lad to Newcastle, so he's got the heart for it. They took really great care in making sure that all the players that are coming in had that same sort of mental attitude. Really good team spirit.
Eddie Howe makes sure that the guys are walking in, that they're good lads, and that they have the right mentality and all that. And the other thing I'll say about Dan Burn, too, is his physical presence alone, standing at 6'7", is intimidating in and of itself. That's true. That Dan Burn brings.
Well, yeah, I mean, imagine you're Brian Hill and you're like, okay, what are we doing on this corner here? There's a fucking tree standing in the middle of the box. Like, I'm just going to stand way out here where I can't do shit anyway. So it's like it's very unfortunate. Your team has done a very good amount of business. I remember, though, very vividly, the first game after y'all's takeover, y'all scored. They showed your owners, and they were all happy, and everyone was this big party at St. James Park, and then we quickly turned it around 3-1. Yeah, it was a fun little turnaround. And I was like, oh yeah, that just shows whatever. And then now it's like
tables have turned.
The tables have turned, my friend.
We've lost 2 games the whole year: Liverpool away and Sheffield Wednesday away. And now we're talking.
That's the thing. Y'all haven't lost at home since when? Like January of last year?
I cannot even remember the last.
It's been like 13 months since they lost at home. They've conceded
You've got
twice.
Liverpool coming up soon, haven't you?
Yeah, this weekend. I think because Liverpool is the last team to beat us.
I think that's going to be your second league loss. It's everybody has that bogey team throughout the season, don't they? I think
I'm a betting man. Kuva. You just convinced me with the way you say things. Sometimes, Kuva, I'm like, how can he be wrong? The universe will make this man correct.
I'm gonna say draw for this weekend because that's all we do nowadays. We just draw.
Who are you playing this weekend?
Liverpool at home. at St. James's Park. Well, you know, I want to win, though. I want to win. That's the thing.
0-0, I'm calling
This is the game before our biggest game since 1999. The biggest game of this millennium is next week. So we need to go out there and smoke Liverpool because I'm sick of the draws, bro. Drawing to Bournemouth and West Ham and these relegation teams.
At least it's a draw 1 week and win the next. Well, actually, the last 6 games, you've drawn 5 of them, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. And we're still somehow top 4, which shows how crap our opponents are.
That's what I'm talking about, though. You have a bad day, you still pick up a point.
And we still are top 4, which is successful for us because we haven't been in Champions League in God knows how long. So
big up to Carlito. I just want to say big up to Carlito for tuning in.
Hey.
Nice. It's always nice to see a new name. He said Kai Havertz goal. I don't know. Did Kai Havertz score a screamer or something like that? Or
I have no idea.
I mean, yeah.
Talking about
listen, guys. As much as Steve would love for us to just sit here and make it a circle jerk about his team, I mean, we're gonna
we'll try to do the same with Spurs. We'll attempt.
Yeah, we're gonna try and make it the same about Spurs, even though I mean, bro, it's rightly so. It's just like you said. Somehow you guys are drawing 4 or 5 games, and you know the people right below you be in our fucking squad, bro. We can't capitalize on that shit and make up ground. So, we kind of went over this back to our defeats. We kind of went over this a little bit. You know, Parker, we lost to Leicester at the weekend, and then we came and then we went and lost to Milan. In your opinion, Parker, which one of these losses is like more significant? Is it the fact that like we beat City and then we go and fucking slip on the banana peel against Leicester? Yeah, or did we shoot ourselves in the foot for our Champions League? Okay.
Yeah, definitely the Leicester game. It's a huge blow. I mean, against a Leicester team that's not doing that great right now. It's just kind of embarrassing. We went to Milan to play against Milan, and like we only lost 1-0. So that to me doesn't sound like too bad. Of result. I was honestly expecting like a little worse. Like I honestly thought it was going to end up worse than that. So like when they scored in like the 7th minute, I was like, oh my God.
Right. You thought it'd be a blowout.
But like really like that 4-1, that loss was really against Leicester. That's really like the season. That's it.
Yeah.
So that was significant too. So that's what I think is more significant. So I mean, not just because he was 4-1, but just the fact that we just don't have a chance anymore, in the Premier League. That kind of just ended it all. That
I would disagree with you, Parker. I think we still have a chance, at least in the near upcoming future. I think our schedule favors us.
Chance for what though? Like top 4?
The top 4 trophy.
We still have a chance for that. I was talking about like the trophy.
Oh no, maybe FA Cup if Conte comes home. I mean, excuse me, if he leaves his home and he comes to work.
Oh man, yeah, I heard he's staying back home for a while now.
Yeah, which I'm sure flying with after a surgery is like actually not something you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that don't sound like something you should. Yeah.
No. Yeah, you're to like remove an organ. I don't. He just flew to Italy, and then he's like, you know what? But see, what if that was part of his plan? He's like, I'm going to come back early just so I can make that trip to Italy.
No
conspiracies. Conspiracies.
My mum had her gallbladder removed when she was in her late 40s. Late 40s, and there is no way she was going back to work.
Well, my grandmother died. My grandmother died from a gallbladder surgery, so I don't even want to go there.
So why did he return to work so early? That's what I'm wondering. That sounds like a serious surgery.
He loves working, doesn't he? He loves the actual job. I think he just wanted to, show it doesn't bother me.
He should have waited though, for sure. Because since the last couple of results have been pretty bad, we should have kept Stellini for a couple more weeks.
What do we always say about
5-0?
What?
Stellini's 5-0 when he has to play, when he has to manage for Conte. Did you guys know that?
No,
I did.
He's won the 2 games for us. And then he won games when he had to do the duty over there in Milan. So he's 5-0 as a head coach, as a head manager. So I mean he knows. correct me if I'm wrong, Jacob. Our team played and has played a whole lot different when Conte's not on the pitch line. You right, or am I wrong?
I think there is a little bit to say there because I mean, think about when in class and you have a substitute teacher. Everyone acts different when the substitute teacher is in charge. Whether that's let's get our work done and show that we're a good class, or it's let's fuck around and show her that we're hilarious, which was kind of my intent when I would see a substitute teacher. So it's nice that we actually do turn up. I would think it would be the opposite because it's like, when the cats are at play or when the cats or something, the mice are at play. Yeah, some shit like that. So you would think it's like that. I think maybe it is a little bit of like let's turn up for the man, for the fallen homie. I don't know.
It doesn't give me a whole lot of hope that Forrester is our goalkeeper. Like just watching.
No, what did he do wrong? But he had a double save after what's his name couldn't even stand up straight. Theo Hernandez put him on ice skates.
The Leicester game was tough, but to be fair, that was his first game back for a long time. So maybe he just needs some minutes to get back into it. But like he was so slow against Leicester, I felt like. It's like the ball was already in the back of the net.
Good finishes Leicester did as well.
There was good finishes, yeah.
I'm gonna say this about one. Can I say this about one of those finishes? Whenever you're standing there, just as a goalkeeper, all right, and you have your guy in the middle, and he's standing there, and then there's a guy with the ball, and the guy with the ball is coming at him, and they're looking at each other for about 6 seconds. Just eye contact between Aida Nacho and Dyer, and they were. Do your damn job. Don't fucking look at the man. You're not at dinner. You're not over. Get your man. Close him down. Don't just fucking dance with him. And so as a keeper, you're like, okay, any second now he's going to do something that indicates what I should do, right? Because obviously you're going to have to react to whether your man gets fucking ankles broken like you've seen twice already in this game. I believe the Iheanacho was the third goal, right? Where Dyer was just fucking standing there, making himself a thinner target. He said, "What can I do for you? Oh, you want? Look how skinny I am.
I think
look
he's
how thin
trying
I am. You could shoot it right around me."
I think he doesn't want to make mistakes. Like he's scared to make mistakes again, so he's just trying to play it play it. What's the word?
But here's the thing, like when you have your backup keeper and your guy who's been there for fucking 10 years, you're like, okay, surely this guy's going to do something that's going to help me feel confident about my fucking job. I mean, yes, could he have gotten down quicker? Yes. Is he a large log that it takes a second to get fucking down there? I feel his pain. So it's, to me, I sympathize with Forrester just because of the fact that you got fucking Eric Dyer playing patty cake and fucking look how skinny I am.
Yeah, you're
fucking
right.
Iheanacho and he just shoots. That's what I had to say about that. Fuck you, Dyer.
Dude, that defense against Leicester was over.
Did you get to watch Paul play when Paul did the video of how to defend like Eric Dyer? That shit was fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It was funny.
What did he grab? Did he grab a bottle of vodka and chug the whole thing and walk around in the street trying to play "Don't Get Hit by the Car"? Is that what he did? That's probably how he defended my guy.
No, easy. Put your arms behind your back. You've been arrested. Now do that. That's how he plays defense, which is the most fucking absurd.
I've been calling him Disco Dyer, but no, well, after what Jacob said, I can see that. Hey, does my butt
Dyer straight?
When you look at my side, does my ass make a pee? Can you make a pee out of my butt? Like, boy, just fucking close him down. Don't make if anything, make yourself larger and cover your genitals. Because if you do that, the fucking ref's not going to be like, well, he hit your hands that were covering your manhood. Ref, I'm trying to have kids.
You know, never get charged for it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You won't get carded if you play like this or like this. Play with T-Rex arms. There's a guy who plays in the MLS, and he's been playing for the same fucking team. Okay, he just left, but he's been playing there damn near 20 years. He's a defender. They call him T-Rex arms because he defends. Just hide defend. You ain't gonna catch me with no handball, but I feel like you're a little bit more mobile. I mean, think about it. If you're getting held hostage and they're gonna fucking tie your arms up, do you want them to tie them behind your back or in front of you? Which one would be more conducive to like escaping or fighting them? That's and Dyer does the fucking worst choice.
Eric Dyer would be dog shit in MLS, and this league is crap.
Well, when you put your arms behind your back, you have to push them out, which therefore gives you a chance to get the handball in the first place. If you put your hands like this, then you have no chance of going like that.
When your defender has
the rules on the handball is it's got to be it's okay if it's in a natural position. Is that natural?
Yes. No, it's an unnatural position.
Just play like it. Just play normally.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this.
The third goal you conceded to Leicester, was that where Dyer was watching him take the shot?
No, they were on a fucking date. He was going out for fucking gelato with the man.
Yeah, Tanganga was like somewhere else. I don't know.
Bro, I swear, the third goal was you. Well, it was
Tanganga was the best out of the three versus Leicester, in my opinion.
What?
He was so bad.
Tanganga was not good, but neither was anyone next to him. I mean, honestly, they were getting fucking eaten up on that right-hand side.
Yeah, because Porro and Tanganga never played together, ever. So it's like there was such a big disconnect there.
Porro he was dancing around. I don't blame him too much. It was his first start. That's a hell of a fucking dirty, muddy lake to throw your dog into and say, learn how to swim. But that's what he did. And quite frankly, we saw him struggle with the moss and the trash that's just built up in this pool that we have of a team. And we saw him struggle with that. And that's going to happen. And I don't blame him fully. But damn, did Harvey Barnes look good fucking dancing all over that, man. It was kind of sad.
I heard something that somebody said put Sarr as like a right midfielder.
No.
Just saying, just think about it, because then we're definitely lacking, because he's not a good defender. He's not a good defender, Steve. Like, he's not. So if he's a great assist, he could be a great midfielder, especially because we're lacking midfield right now. He could be an option, and especially because Royale is stepping up a little bit. Put him on the right. And if we need to, who knows? You could put Porro as a right midfielder, So
I have a question I want to pose, and this is kind of like a two-part question. If indeed Eric Dyer's fucking fabulous form continues, Kuva, would you be opposed of throwing Romero in the middle of the back three and then sliding in Emerson Royale on the right center back?
Romero as a sweeper, basically.
He played.
I think we lack some aerial ability at the back there. Romero's not going to be good for the centre. What we need is we need a botman, basically. We haven't got it. So I think Romero's limited. He's more of a ball on the deck sort of player. I don't think you need to have somebody in there that's going to win headers. It's supposed to be Dyer when he can actually manage to leave the ground when he tries to jump. Which I've seen him do twice, I think, in the last 10 years. We're so lacking in that department generally. I don't think removing Romero centrally is the answer. Not unless you're going to a back two and just push the team up the field, play a higher line in defence.
It's a bummer about Skriniar because he would fit into your glove. He would fit into your team like a glove, bro. He's going to Paris Saint-Germain, so
yeah. It's another one, out and out defender. That's what he's there for.
We could have grabbed him 4 years ago too.
Wonderful on the ball too.
There's a lot of
those balls he gets to Barella and to Lautaro to kickstart counterattacks. Him and Bastoni have been really, really good at that sort of thing. Very composed.
Others that were there for decent price as well. Badiashile, who's gone to Chelsea. That was another possibility.
What a player. Yeah, I was really impressed with him at Monaco. The injuries were a bit of a problem, but I mean, my God, he's just so composed. So composed and calm, cool, collected. He's one of the only Chelsea players that you can look at and be like, damn, they actually got a good, that's a player that deserves to be there, yeah.
It's all right. Luckily, we've re-signed Ben Davis with a new contract.
Why?
And then Dyer's sure to follow, isn't he? So they can get there well.
Why doesn't Dyer play midfield more? Because that's the only place I think he's halfway.
He's crap. under Pochettino. He started off as a centre back. Pochettino didn't like him there. Tried him at right back a little bit. Then thought he's not good enough. I'm going to push him into midfield. Did okay for a little while. Then realised he's not good enough for that either. So he just got dropped. Now he's the first. He's practically captain. If he's there so often that every single game. It's just that's the state of play at our club. The player that was on the bench 8 years ago is now the first choice centre back.
Well, it seems like we're just.
That would be like Paul Dummett being a first choice player at left back, bro.
I'll prefer him.
He's Welsh too. Yeah. Crazy.
Well, you guys, that we seem to just be like stagnant, and that's like the biggest issue that I see with Spurs right now is our complacency and just being fucking stagnant, and that's a bad look for any football club. Yeah. You want to be, we look to the other side of London and we see Chelsea spending all this money, whether they're doing it smartly or just throwing money out because it's burning a hole in their pocket, whatever. They're trying, you know what I mean? Arteta and Arsenal,
what the money could do.
Yeah, our Arsenal and Arteta, like they've had something going, and they're showing progression. You guys with Eddie Howe and the money, bro. You guys could be blowing teams out of the water with the money you guys have, but you're not doing it because you're doing it smart. You know what I mean? It's just
we did on 3 players. On 3 players, we paid a really, really good premium price. Botman, Guimaraes, and Isak.
Okay, but tell me right now, bro, and I pose the question to you, Parker. Botman, Isak, and Guimaraes, tell me they don't walk into our starting lineup.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
Not Isak.
So that's
definitely the midfielder, so Guimaraes definitely does. Botman 100% does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 out of 3.
Yeah, he would. Isak would be. I think Isak would probably end up kind of like a Richarlison, just end up on the bench and having to play out of position.
No, but you forget at Real Sociedad, he played off the left a lot, off the left wing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go 3-4-3, he plays over Son in Son's form.
Yeah, well,
I think I play
in
favor of Son over his form now.
To talk about if we have room in the show. Why do you think Son is not getting dropped? Because he's been out of form. There were 2 games this year where he was like, God damn. It was the Leicester and it was the FA Cup game.
He either does really, really, really well or he's like invisible. Like he'll score like 2 goals in one game and then all of a sudden he'll drop off for a while. Yeah. And it's a good question, though. It is.
I think it's because he works really hard defensively, and Conte appreciates that. You see Brian Hill come on. Brian Hill does not put in that kind of shift. Sonny's become more like a defensive winger this season, or even a midfielder than he was a forward last season.
True.
That is definitely affecting his goal output and assist output as well. That's why I just don't think we're going to see the best of Sonny again unless Conte goes.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Like we talked about with the Almiron thing under Bruce. Straight up, if you use your offensive, if you use your winger and you make him track back and all that and exert more defensive energy, the goal and assist output is going to shrink.
And they're just literally not going to be in that position where they're playing off the last defender to get that, clear with them.
It's crazy how much has changed in 9 months, because at the end of the last season, Conte was here and Son was at his best,
on fire.
Just wild.
Golden Boot winner, bro.
The player that's benefiting from that is Harry Kane because he's pushed forward more than that. But then we lose him doing this creative link-up play so much. So we got problems.
That's the thing is, if you look at, I do this thing with stats and like eye test, I'm a 50-50. I think your eyes are going to tell you half the story. The stats will tell you the other half of the story to complete it. So I do, when I look at Son's heat map compared to last season, I mean, if you look at it, he's tracking back so much this season. His best suit is not playing defense, which he actually played pretty good defense in that Milan game, I thought for somewhat. But his defense is not his strong suit. His strong suit is runs in behind, and we've been seeing him with his back to the goal. We've been seeing him trying to play up like that. And I just think that It works better when Kane drops back and he's kind of playing that central role, and he can distribute to the right or the left, and you have Kulu and Son both just making runs in behind or runs toward Kane to help out. There was something we had going last season that we've now, the instructions are different. They have definitely changed, because just look at his position from this year to last year. The heat map alone, I think, speaks volumes, because it's more like that central. It's like, it's hard to tell you without looking at it, but like, it's a lot more back in the middle, left middle, in our half, and less in their half. And I think that is just a recipe for disaster when it comes to a player like Son.
And the thing is also, it's like, if Son is playing so much more defensive, shouldn't that help your defensive numbers? No, you've shipped 4 to Leicester. Newcastle have conceded 13 goals in the league this year. Spurs are probably,
yeah, we're at like 30 something.
But we're defending with defenders who can't defend. We have wingers who are coming back to help defend who can't defend. And then we have right wing and a left wing. Perisic, he can't fucking turn around a table like he's working at old Cracker Barrel, and he's a damn server, can't fucking clean the damn dishes off the table. Yeah. He's done. He's done defensively. He can put crosses into the box. That's about it. He defensively is done. I'm tired of seeing Perisic get cooked like that. I feel bad. It's like those videos where it's like, this man shouldn't be fighting in the UFC anymore. He technically shouldn't be fighting professionally anymore. He's like 47 years old. And it's just like, I feel he's getting abused out there on the left, and it's not a good sight to see.
35 goals conceded for Spurs in 23 Premier League games, by the way. 35.
Yep, it's more than Newcastle.
That is more than Brighton, Fulham, Brentford, Liverpool, Chelsea, Aston Villa.
Probably more than Eddie Howe. Than Newcastle has conceded it all since Eddie Howe's joined.
The only time your record is worse than team is when you go to 13th place Leicester. They've conceded 1 more or 3 more. Nottingham Forest conceded 2 more. Wolves have actually shipped 4 less. West Ham have conceded 8 less.
Wow.
Leeds United have conceded the same amount.
That is wild.
Everton in 18th place have conceded 5 less.
Oh my God.
Bournemouth conceded 9 more, and Southampton conceded 5 more. But defensively, you're one of the worst teams in the league, because you're in the bottom half. You're below the top 10.
That's the comparison between the start of the season and now in the season.
Yeah.
Start of the season, we could get away with it because we were scoring a lot of goals then. That's been drying up now. So it's become a major problem. That Leicester result was waiting to happen. It's been coming for quite a few weeks now.
Yeah.
Our attack can't bail us out anymore. Like it's over.
Well, if you score 4,
don't say bail. I'll start crying.
Oh, Gareth. Oh, Mr. Bale.
Real quick, I just want to say that if your name is Kyle Whitley, you're a Yido, and I got mad love for you. Big up, Obi. Aaron Dove says, Son also was dealing with ICT, Stellar Korea Company, Demanded Sun and Football Limited Company. Son's current agency, run by his father, paid for damages amounting to 1.82 billion.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Aaron, you're gonna have to put that into terms that I can understand. I'm assuming he's trying to kind of just add some context to everything, about Sonny having a lot going on more now in his life than ever.
That sounds like a legal dispute of some sort.
Bro, if there's 1.82 billion, I'm stressing. Even if your son who's rich. So I guess maybe. Yeah. I never heard of that either, though. That's some. Oh, there's a link.
I wish Conte had, a plan B.
Okay.
What is that?
Conte has a plan A, and that's it, bro.
I know. That's why I want him out. I mean, he did so well for us at the end of last season that we were just buzzing during the offseason. We're like, oh my God, we're going to win trophies and everything. And it's just like, I wish it just worked out a little better than it has. Just hasn't worked out.
I'm really hard to please. I never wanted him in the first place. I've got to have exciting attacking football at all times. and winning.
That's the Spurs way, bro.
He got us Champions League though. Like,
oh yeah, he did well last season. Yeah. But I don't enjoy watching my team play football. That's just not right.
And it's entertainment at the end of the day. Like,
I'm over it. Yeah, I want him out.
You're gonna.
So do you think
him also ultimately? I don't think.
Do you guys think the fact that and I'm not trying to make excuses for him or nothing like that, but Conte this year has had a rougher year than he's had in the recent past. If anybody loses three friends, and then now you're having this surgery, his state of he's probably just not as happy as he was anymore. It probably makes him miss home, and misery loves company. Do you guys think that that rubs off? Is Conte that big of a problem for our club? Not just the name Conte, but the weight that he holds, in on the pitch line, just if you see the gaffer that he's having a bad day, or you see your gaffer injured, or because look, I had my gallbladder removed, and weeks leading up to when they removed it, I was in pain. I was just moody. I felt some people have compared it to ladies that I know, have told me it's worse pain than giving childbirth, if not, the same amount of pain. And so, I remember before I got mine removed, I was just miserable. Nobody, I didn't want to talk to nobody. The last thing I want to be doing is working 8 hours a day, maybe even 10 hours. I don't know how much they work, but that rubs off on people. That rubs off on your coworkers. That rubs off on your players. That rubs off on the people you live next to, and it's almost we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. We're probably just better off just cutting ties with him. What do you think, Parker? I know you, Parker, and personally, you've told me months and months and months and months ago that Conte needs to just go. Conte, I don't like what Conte's doing. Do you think that all of this shit piled up is just making it worse?
I think you're right that he's had a really tough season. I mean, the whole Gian Vieiro Petrone, once he passed away, I just think everything kind of just started deteriorating in our club. Our players, it was very psychological for them, losing somebody that was such a big part of their preseason, and the end of last season, even when we were doing great. So he was there for that as well. And I think once he left, things started to change a little bit. And unfortunately, that's just life. But I don't know. I think he's had a tough season. It's a hard.
Scott M. Big up to you, my homie. He says Conte leaving will be so horrible. Can't imagine watching games once he leaves. Well, Kuva, we know Scott M. Is he being sarcastic, or is he being is he really being genuine? What do you think, Kuva?
He's being sarcastic.
He's being sarcastic.
Because once we get a new manager in, things I think Jacob kind of touched on it. The players will change. It's like a substitute teacher. And we saw that with Leeds. I think Leeds won their first game back when they it happens all the time, right? We've seen it year after year. You bring in a new manager, things can change. Everton, Sean Dyche came in, won his first game in charge. Things can change, and if we can change our formation and maybe get the right players in the right position in the field and the pitch, then things can actually turn around for us. But I don't know if right now is the right time to do it. It might be a little too late.
There's only one Ryan Mason.
Big up the Mason.
Yeah.
Look, Scott M. So I appreciate you being genuine, and I mean I definitely want you say you're genuine. So he says it'll be hard to watch them, and he's being genuine, and that a new manager will be levels below him at this point in time.
Yeah, levels below him at doing what though? Not winning anything and playing shit football.
And just playing the same formation over and over again. And I think the players would really, really benefit from somebody new in charge. It always happens. It really does.
They need a fresh face. They do.
Where did Jacob go? He's in the chat, but he's not here.
Well, he had to get his charger and stuff. Well, hold on, Steve. Look, so you, bro, offer an outside look in.
Yeah.
Let's just, and this is a constant, like, this is a constant debate amongst us Spurs fans. Is okay, you're saying we need a fresh face, you know what I mean? Let's just say we go and get Thomas Tuchel. Let's just say let's say we were to poach Eddie Howe. Let's say we were to get Sean Dyche. Let's say we were to get De Zerbi. Whoever it is
Claudio
you put there, bro.
Ranieri.
Let's say you get Claudio Ranieri. What is that gonna do, bro? If he's not, if he's still having Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, fucking, and then comes summertime, it's Sergio Reguilon, it's Winks, it's Ndombele, it's fucking Lo Celso,
bro.
All back.
You never know what can people, players can have a whole new mentality with a new coach and new manager, and they can just come out of their shell and just like it's like who is this player? Like we haven't seen this kind of player before.
There's evidence of it time and time again. Though Harry Redknapp, when he took over here after Juan Ramos, the transformation was incredible, and it's the same group of players. You just have a different mindset of players that feel shackled in a system like they are at the moment. That are told just go out there, express yourself, have fun. It can make a massive difference to a team. We're still not going to be winning anything. Let's face it. We got Levy as a chairman, so that's rule out silverware straight away. But I do believe a manager can come in and transform the way the team's playing. We look like a depressed team that's going through the motions. There's nothing enjoyable. Nothing.
Højbjerg, I think, is the one player that I can just point out that's putting like all his effort out and like just putting it all out on the line. The rest seem a little disinterested. Like
Star, you could say, also puts in a hell of a lot of effort.
Yeah, because the last game, but
he's got something to fight for. A lot of these guys that they don't even look at the team sheet when it's put up because they already know their fucking spot is cemented in. Like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He knows he's playing unless he's injured.
And that's a good point. Also,
and that's
Leo,
bullshit.
When you get a new manager, you don't know if your position's like secure anymore. So you have to fight for like your spot. If you
got a winning streak, you would justify why the starting 11 is the same. But you're not on a mad winning streak or in the hunt for trophies, unless you want to say FA Cup. I'll give you that. But it's not that way, bro. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're spot on, bro. Cup. That's spot on. All right, you guys. Well, let's see if I have anything else here for this one. We kind of touched on it, but I'm just gonna bring this up. Kuva, we're spending our transfer budget money, the little bit that it is that we have, on equipment for the physio, bro. All of our players are hurt. We're having to dip into our transfer budget just to make more space for all of our fucking fallen soldiers. Out of all of the injuries, Kuv, which one worries you the most?
Well, it's Bentancur, isn't it? Certainly, that's a long-term injury. He may not even come back the same player. He might never recover fully from it. It's a serious injury. One of the worst you can get. Although the medical procedures are a lot better than, sort of 30, 40 years ago, and made huge banks. Yeah. It wrecks careers still. It's such a big injury. All the rehabilitation, that sort of 6-month estimate of minimum, it really does mean minimum. We could be talking 18 months. It depends how well it heals. If the surgery goes well, which he certainly would be having it, it's just a huge question mark now.
ACL.
Here's the thing.
ACL,
it is an
He's
ACL.
out for 8 months.
I do want to say this about that type of injury. His age, it's tough. Is tough. There's so many different factors that come into coming back from an injury like that. Like Kuva was saying, honestly. Let's just. I'm going to lay out a few of them that come to my mind immediately when we think about it, because I agree with Kuva. This is the most impactful injury because of the way that knee bent. There was a player that went on to have a very successful career in American football. His name was Willis McGahee. But when he was in college, he got hit in the knee and it bent the wrong way.
Whoa.
And and he came back from it. But there's a lot of different things. And then I want to throw out another example in another sport. Adrian Peterson, he was like 30 and he tore his ACL. He came back from it. But there's a few things that come.
He's a running back too. Physical punishment.
Correct. Every play you're getting hit by somebody. Yeah. My point with bringing those up is that's two that I can name in the past 30 years.
Derek Rose finished.
That's the thing. You can repair the knee, and it's still 50-50 if the tissue that they use is going to mend perfectly with your ACL, because if they have to replace that ACL or repair it with like other tissue, it's really a flip of a coin if that thing's going to hold. So let's say that it does. Mentally, now you got to think. You brought up Derrick Rose. He's my favorite basketball player since Michael Jordan, just because the Bulls are my favorite team. But the thing is you start overcompensating. Once you have that serious of an injury, you start thinking in your head, okay, don't put pressure on it now. Okay, wait, let's not go too hard on it. So you start overcompensating, then you tear this one. And then that's when you start. The mental game is the part that I'm afraid of, because when you're at a certain age, you're flipping the coin if it's going to work, first of all. And then second, the mental aspect, you have to have the mental fortitude to go into it like, I'm still going to be the same player. I can still. Good night, Bobby K.
Love you, buddy. Have sweet dreams.
Yeah. But that's the part that worries me, is the mental side. More so than let's flip the coin. We get best case scenario. Knee is in perfect shape. The fucking architect of a surgeon repairs his knee. Mentally, where are we at, Rodrigo? Where are we sitting? That's my concern.
Bro, I just had like this fucking vision. I just had like this mental vision of when you said hopefully everything goes good. I just fucking envisioned like the surgeon dropping the scalpel.
Ting! Walk away. Just drops in, walks away.
My job
hey
here
guys,
is
I gotta
done.
get out of here. I have to head out, but yeah, it's
Big
good
up,
talking to you
Parker.
guys. Come
All
on,
right, Parker. Well, be easy, bro.
And West Ham, let's go this weekend, man. We gotta get
splam.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
You want to be at the pub?
go. Yeah, I'll be there for sure. Yeah.
All right, bro. I'll see you there, homie. Thank you for helping me out.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Take care.
See you, Parker.
Well, yeah, bro. So I feel that like I agree. Definitely, he's the biggest injury that we have. R9, the original R9, suffered the same type of injury, right? And then came back and did the same thing. I mean, so that God forbid that's what's going to happen with him. But like, it's always a possibility that like you're not going to be 100%.
Yeah.
Especially like on your knees, you know, you run all damn game. That's shitty. But well, I'm gonna end the sorrow shit right now, and we're actually gonna go into a game. We played it last week, and it went pretty well. It's tough to come up with more options, but I think I did good this time. I'm just gonna pop this up real quick. Should have took the banner off. What a jackass. But anyway, so the premise of the game, Kuva and Steve, Jacob, I know you kind of were part of it last week on our stream. So I want to say you're familiar with the concept of the game.
Yeah. It's like fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
Marry, kill. Except I'm not going to ask you guys that. I'm going to ask you which one are you start, which one are you going to bench, and
I'm
which one are you going to
start.
Maybe on the Jacob's pop-up we could do yeah, maybe on the pop-up we could do that one, but just going to pop this up real quick. Alejandro, contracts are contracts, and then the homie Scott M says nobody of quality will want to stay with this embarrassment of a club once Conte goes, but we know Levy won't sell them for anything less than 5 times their value. That's actually fucking spot on.
I hate the Harry Wink comps that have been coming out. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail. That comment made me think of Harry Winks, that we didn't sell him to City. And now we just got this fucker running rampant in some relegation side.
Sampdoria.
They're like 18th, I think.
They're terrible, bro.
They're not looking
coming back in summer.
But in a crap team with no goal scorer or anything. So
He's coming back this summer, you guys. Just relax.
If you're a struggling sort of lesser team and you're worrying about going down, get in Winks. He'll see you there.
He will. I'm going to lay you down on this bed of nails very so softly. Don't worry. I'm fucking Harry Winks.
All
People
right.
love me because of my freckles. Okay, I'm done.
They are pretty good on it, man, bro.
I mean, cool.
The first one that I come up with for you guys, and I'll start with Steve, and then I'll go to Kuva, and then I'll go to you, Jacob.
Yeah.
Out of these three here, who are you starting? Who are you benching? And who are you selling? We have the ever popular Tanguy and Ndombele. We have the ever so needed Giovanni Lo Celso, and we have this beautiful man Musa Sissoko.
Did you say
like
ever so needed?
I like Musa Sissoko too.
So they don't have to be at the club still then. They're just
because none of them
They're
are.
they're just Spurs related players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. No problem.
Give me
So which one?
Who's first?
Steve.
Okay. Well, the way that Ndombele playing at Napoli this year, I'm gonna have to give him the start. Give him Ndombele the start for Napoli. He hasn't been the starter, but for certain games in the Champions League, him and Zambo Anguissa have been absolutely marvelous. And Zielinski, the Polish, big up my guy, Poland. I would say Ndombele start, Musa Sissoko bench, and then Lo Celso you could get out, bro.
Okay. Tuva, I'm going to you now, bro.
Start Lo Celso. Bench Sissoko.
What the fuck?
And Ndombele's just gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Lo Celso's. You just got to hope that he'd have that, show some glimpses of the quality he does have.
He's a good player. Yeah.
Didn't show for us. Yeah. Ndombele is a train wreck. He just brings the team down no matter what. Despite all of his talent, he is just bad for us. It's like the sexy girlfriend that turns out to be an axe murderer. It's not good. And Sissoko, he's just a poor player, but he works hard. So could have him on the bench.
Let us know in the comments too what you guys would do with this trio of excellent ex-Spurs players. What about you, Jacob? I see you struggling to fucking maintain composure there, bro.
Giovanni Lo Shitshow. I cannot stand this man. I hated every corner that he just kindly rolled to the first defender. Every time he went to pass the ball and Bowleg Jenkins just tripped over him damn self. He played like a little kid in the sandbox who his shoelaces are everywhere and he's tripping over himself. It's like his feet are too heavy for it. He just looked clumsy as fuck. But granted, when he's with Argentina, he's very good at his job. Just pass the ball to someone else. That's all he does.
Water
the thing
carrier.
is like, what'd you say?
A water carrier.
I wouldn't trust him with anything. He just looks like a little slimy fucker. But my point being is, on the pitch, I was excited. Here's the thing, is I was excited when we picked up his option because we loaned him from wherever the fuck, Betis. And then when we picked up that option, I was pretty excited. But then it was like, he was like, okay, cool, this is my club. I'm just going to fucking never do anything good from here on out. Thank you for, and it was just like, okay. And after a solid year of that, it was like, go fuck yourself, Gio. And he just played like shit. I'd fucking sell his ass. If we're talking fuck, marry, kill, he's the last one. He's associate him with the last one. I never want to see that man play for Spurs again. Get him the fuck out. Go play in sunny Spain for Villarreal, wherever the fuck. That's what I'm saying. Fuck him, Giovanni Lo Shitshow. Giovanni Lo, get the fuck out. That's what I say. So he's who I sell.
Start him then.
With that said, he's gonna go ahead and get my nod for. No, bow leg fuck. I don't ever want to see him playing. Even if he went to MLS, like you were saying about someone else. No, he's done. He's toasted. Have fun in La Liga doing absolutely nothing as well. And then everyone says, "Oh, he's so good. Look at the way he falls over and passes it in La Liga. He fell over and passed, and look how good that was." So have fun. Get the fuck out. Musa Sissoko, you're going to ride the bench just because you're a big, thick body. If I need someone to just go stand there like a big, thick body, he's good for the locker room, so fuck it, keep him around. Tongi and Dom Tongi and Dom Big Balls, Tongi and Dom Big Long, Schlong. I mean, I don't know what you want to call it, man. He's got all the talent and then boots of his. He's just got all the laziness and that heart of his. That's the thing. He doesn't have the drive. But I'm going to start him because I think if he saw what I just done to his compadre La Shit Show, I think he'd be like, he actually did say, it came out, his agents were saying, "You're certainly not the agent." There's something that came out whenever we got Conte over the summer. The Tongi and Dom Big Balls said he was ready to work. He was ready to put in the effort for Conte. He was ready to turn a new leaf, and everyone was like, "Yeah." And then he dyed his hair blonde. That's what it was. Once he said that and dyed his hair blonde, I was like, "Let's get him back in the fucking. Let's ride the fucking." Come on, dude. Get on the fucking train. Funny. We got the boat. We're rocking. And honestly, he's been good for Napoli. He's about to go. He don't want to come back. If we're terminating a contract, he don't want to come back. He ain't going to agree to that. He's ready to keep seeing that out because he's about to win the Scudetto. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He's about to win that thing.
Yeah.
He ain't going to win that with Spurs. He ain't going to win much with Spurs unless we do the FA Cup business, which I don't think is completely far-fetched. But that's that's my selection for that.
Join the ground staff. They could get another trophy this year.
There you go. See, that was the thing. I was a video guy, and I hung around my club for so long because I wanted the ring. Because you know what? The video guy gets the ring. I don't give a fuck. Look at this. I won. You know what I mean? Let them do that. They can just be like the video guy or like the water boy or something in some capacity where they just help the squad and they can get a participation trophy. They were a part of the club, so. Fuck Giovanni Lo Celso, though.
I'm going to go through some of these ones in the comment here because they're actually pretty good. The homie Scott says, Lo Celso starts, bench Sissoko because nobody will buy him, and sell Tenge for a cheeseburger.
That sounds good.
Burger?
A cheeseburger sounds good.
Is playing the cheeseburger an option?
This was great, Kyle. Good job, Kyle. That's a great one.
Yeah. Build a statue of Sissoko and fire the other two out of a cannon across the English Channel.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Start Sissoko at right wing back.
We did that.
Gio.
We did that.
And Sal Tengi. Yeah. Let's see here. Then if there's any more.
Golini is doing Scudetto.
Lo Celso.
Yeah, Golini's about to win.
Better than any MFer. He is, bro. Galini is.
No,
dude.
Lo Celso is not better than any. Y'all, okay. I'm not meaning to say y'all tripping, but like y'all fucking tripping.
Lo Celso is not better than.
Yeah, y'all are tripping. I'm sorry, Giovanni. Watch him. Okay, everyone, fucking line up. Make a list. I'm about to send you some fun compilations that I have of fucking Giovanni La Shit Show, Giovanni La No Go, Giovanni La I made a mistake, Mr. fucking Loser Pants. I'm about to send you some, Kuva.
I think it's why Scott's saying it is because on paper he should be a great midfielder for us. He just isn't. It's just I'm starting to get mental images now of Jacob's perfect lineup of Emerson at right back, Sissoko on the right midfield, and then Adama Traore in front of them. Just see if any team can work out that little trio. Because we won't know what's going on.
Good luck, everybody. To me, that would be like Dan Juma's first Tottenham goal. Big up, Stuart. Big up, Stuart. to me that reminded me of like Danjuma's first goal. It was such a clean goal. You want to know why? Because not even he knew where the fuck it was going. That's how fucking the goalkeeper, the shooter, the fucking everyone in the stadium, where's that shot going? Nobody knew. In the back of the net. Luckily, that'd be fun. At least, you know, they're not as weak as Harry Winks or as shitty as Giovanni. 2-footed. Oh, buddy got 2 left feet. He walked crooked. Why are you walking crooked like that, my guy? You're a fucking professional athlete.
That's what he said. Look what Scott said. I don't want him back, but the crap we have in midfield is better than Shitberg and Sar and Skip.
Shitberg. That's actually fucked up because he's the janitor, and sometimes the janitor do got to clean up the poo-poo. So don't.
Big up, Scott.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. I'm ready for the next one. This is going to be a good one, too. In the chat, let us know what you guys think, too. I have the popular Nabil Bentaleb, the excellent Paulinho, and the wonderful Etienne Capoue. I'm going to start with Jacob first, and then I'll go down to Kuva, and then I'll go down to Steve. Out of these 3, bro, who's starting, who's benching, and who's getting sold?
I'm going to start Capoue because I like his name the most. I'll start Capoue.
That's fair.
Paulinho will get on the bench just because. No, actually, I'm going to sell Paulinho because of the name. The name alone, I think, it will demand a lot of value because it has the Ino. So Paulinho, you're going to get sold. Bentaleb, you're going to sit on the bench.
Fair enough. Paulinho actually ended up going to Barcelona, and then he ended up going to China to make millions upon millions upon millions. And I still haven't figured out why or how, but good for him.
No shame in the game. Dembele went to China.
No shame in the game. Yeah, get your money. Get your money.
Go get that paper.
Kuva?
Yeah, I think Jacob nailed it there. It's got to be Capoue to start. He did have some good games for us for a little while, and then he went off the boil, but he's a good combative sort of midfielder. Still playing Premier League. Is he still playing? No, he might be at Watford or something now. I can't remember.
I think he's at La Liga.
No, he's actually Villarreal.
Villarreal. I was going to say, I thought La Liga.
He's been playing well. He is European silverware.
He's been playing well. He's been playing well.
Bentaleb for the bench, just because. Mostly because I just want to sell Paulinho every time I see the name. I'll just think, sell him now. Get rid of him.
A lot of value. Yeah, a lot of value.
Absolute bullshit player. Absolute bullshit. One of the most overrated we've ever had. If he doesn't score a goal, he does literally nothing in a game.
Yeah. He came with the Gareth Bale money, right? We ended up buying Paulinho with the Gareth Bale money. Yeah.
Could have gone to Vegas
for that matter too.
Could have gone to Vegas and picked up a 200-year prison sentence and done better with the money.
True. Steve, what about you? Are you familiar? I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all these ex-players. No?
I wish I wasn't familiar with Nabil Bentaleb. This is the most shit player I have ever seen put on a Newcastle United shirt. All he does is fucking
he did go to Newcastle.
And trip around Newcastle. Fucking ass. He is a fucking woeful footballer. He is dog shit. I can't even.
To be fair, we sold him for a good amount of money, bro. Being he was, the player that he was, we sold him for, I think, I want to say like 17 million.
Yeah,
15 million.
And guess what happened to Schalke? Guess what happened to Schalke immediately after they fucking relegated?
They went down.
But that doesn't tell you how dog shit Nabil Bentaleb is, and now he's about to get relegated with Angers. Yeah, if that don't tell you how shit he is, I don't know.
It was weird because when he first started with us, he was really promising.
Right.
He did well. And then it's like he suddenly the fame got to his head. He suddenly thought he was this great player. Stopped working so much. He was
shut him. You're next.
Like he was world's greatest player, and he wasn't. If he kept the work ethic, he could have done all right, but he just didn't.
Dog shit for Newcastle. Didn't put in a single good. Like I said, I don't think I've seen a worse midfielder play for us, and I've had to deal with the long staffs. So, I'm selling Bentaleb every single day of the week. Capoue for me starting, and then Paulinho bench. Yeah, I like Capoue. Capoue's done good for Villarreal. European champ, or Europa League. That's not bad at all for Villarreal. He's a good player, Capu. So yeah, I'd go Capu, starting, benching Paulinho, and never looking or thinking about Nabil Bentaleb ever again in my life. Bro, he was so bad at Newcastle, just the worst.
Aaron Dove.
It was almost as bad as Danny Rose. No, it was. It was worse than Danny Rose. Holy shit. Danny Rose is falling.
I'm glad we got the good of Danny Rose. Yeah. Aaron Dove says, Capu, another limited player, but tried. Paulinho, he's going to bench for a last-minute wonder goal like he scored in China, which is probably all he's known for. And Nabil is bye-bye. Bye-bye, Nabil Bentaleb. Alejandro Perez says, Jacob's right. Have a Ino at the end of your name, and you can get a chance at Barca. Yeah. Definitely correct. Queen Ellie says, I love that word, dog shit. And Aaron Dove also says, he started for Schalke 2, 4 good games, then meh. Yeah. And the big homie Stuart says, Paulinho looked good player before he came to us. He looked goodish when he left us. The bit in between when he played for us was rubbish. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Real quick, before we do the next one, I just wanted to say that I sent you, Kuva, and Scott M, and whoever want to tell me that Giovanni List shit show's good, I just sent you a 2-minute video, a compilation of lovely Gio shitty shit.
I would have burnt and buried all 3 of the options, but we had to choose one.
You had to choose one of them. That's true.
Would have been better than Machala. Just saying. Or sorry, no.
I sent it to Scott, and he said he still likes Lo Celso. I don't know what else to say. Kuva, I do want you to watch that video. You might get a nice little laugh out of it, Kuva. Just some good memories of. Some good, just revive the memories.
Oh my God! Don't even talk about.
Were you watching Newcastle when they had Kenny Dalglish as manager? It's going back a while now. To be fair.
No, I'm only 21, bro.
All right, yeah, I thought it might be the case somehow.
I've been a fan of Newcastle for 6 years now. 6 years, so since I was 16, because I'm 22 and like what?
Yeah, probably Longstaff's going to be some of the worst you will have seen then so far.
What a last name. What a last name.
It's got a long staff.
I'm Mr. Longstaff. Does your first name even matter at that point? They say, what's your name? I'm Mr. Longstaff.
Matthew. No, bro. These guys, Matthew and Sean.
One of them went to go play for Mansfield Town, and the only reason I know this is because I have this weird liking for Mansfield Town FC, which is I want to say a League 2 team. Yeah, I just happen to like Mansfield Town, and one of the Longstaff brothers was actually down there. Yeah. It's because when I play FIFA, I always do a career mode, and I always, for the past 4 FIFAs, I start at that team, right? And I'll just play there for years and years and years. I don't know why. It's some weird shit that I do.
They got a cool logo.
I do shit like that too. I mean, you have FIFA for a long time. Why not have fun and play out scenarios? Yeah, I played out a scenario where I took Shakhtar and I put them in League 1, I think League 1, and then I worked them up to Premier League, and it's fun.
Nice.
Manager mode.
Okay, Stuart says Capo had a good career at Watford.
Shakhtar just beat right here. Who'd they beat today?
Sagne. Jed Spence actually looked okay.
Yeah, that's why I was paying attention, was because Jed Spence. How did he do? Did you see that game?
He was all right.
Okay.
Because he's.
I love me some Joe Roden. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I think there's a dog in there.
The best defender at your club besides Romero.
Bro, I would put him in over Dyer any day of the week. I know he's gotten some shit, but in big games he's stepped up. He has made mistakes, yes, but I think if you gave him a solid run of things, there's a reason why he always starts for. I know it's Wales, but come on, he gets the number 6 jersey wherever he goes. He gets that some respect.
Stop there. You know it's Wales. That's the reason. They had Wales were playing Carnu Robson when he didn't even have a team.
The semifinals.
I think Joe Rogan gets a bad rap. I think Joe Rogan gets a bad rap because he's a hard dog motherfucker. He like to hang around the dark alleys like a sly cat. You know what I'm saying?
Joe Rodon played in the win against PSG, and he was the best defender on the pitch.
Say it louder for those in the back.
It's true. It's true.
Messi who? Messi who? Messi Neymar who? Kylian Mbappe who? Joe Rogan said, I got room for all y'all in my pockets.
There's a dog shit.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna go with the next one. This one is a little bit it's just as potent as the other gruesome twosome I put up. This one here is the Mexican Giovanni Dos Santos. We have a Belgium named Nasser Chadli and one Brazilian Carlos Vinicius.
This one's easy for me.
This is a tough one for some people, but let's go. Kuv, I'm going to start with you first. Go ahead.
Nasser Chadli in the team. He was all right. Chadders did okay for us. Chipped in with some very important goals. Linked up well with people. He was an okay player. Vinicius, I think, is good enough for the bench. He did what it says on the tin. He was a poacher, basically. You get the ball into him in the box, he was putting the ball away. He did okay for us. However, Giovanni Dos Santos, just one of those wayward sort of players, never really wants to try. No, wasted his career basically with us. Absolutely pointless him ever being at the club. He didn't want to put in any effort. So he can definitely get sold 3 times at least.
I didn't even know Giovanni Dos Santos played for Spurs.
Yeah, it was around that era when Carlos Vela played for Arsenal. So we had Carlos Vela at Arsenal, and then we had Giovanni Dos Santos at Spurs. Jacob, out of those 3, who's starting? Who you benching, and who you
I'm
selling?
selling Giovanni just because of his fucking name. All the other shit can go by the wayside. His name's Giovanni. I don't trust it. I don't trust. Show me a Giovanni. I need a Giovanni I can trust before I can bring in another Giovanni. So he's getting sold immediately. Chadli, I'm gonna put him on the bench just because I think he would be a good super sub. And then Carlos Vinicius, I'm going to start him just because I think there is a player there despite, he plays for Fulham. Where are they at in the table this season? He ain't that bad. I know he's a backup to Mitrovic, but I thought he was a fine backup for us. I don't think he was worth, I remember the buy option was like 40-some million. I was like, no, hell no. No, I'll give you 20. I'll give you 22 tops. But, be that as it may, I think he is a talented player. There is something to his game. He's got to grow a little bit more into playing in the league, but I think he's done fine for Fulham. He's actually been a difference maker in some of their wins, if I'm not mistaken. So when Mitrovic was out, I think he got suspended or something.
At the win against Chelsea, the game winner.
Yeah, the game winner against Chelsea. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and that for me suits him. I think that's a perfect move for him. Back up to Mitrovic. If Mitrovic gets sold, I think he can come right in. Yeah, I agree. I would start.
Oh yeah.
Chadli bench, Sergio Dos Santos because he's Mexican and I don't. I'm USA, bro. So gotta keep that rivalry. Nah, bro.
Easy, man.
Okay.
I'm half Mexican.
Sure.
So.
Do you support Do you support El Tri?
Of course I do.
You do. Okay.
Bro, I have people that are on that team that share the same name as my mother's maiden name. I'm not saying they're related, but they're probably related. So I got to support.
Related, bro. Let me just be the first one to tell you. If you're from that side, we're all related.
There's some
bro.
cousin of a cousin of a cousin. Tell me this.
Yeah, we're all related, bro.
Yeah, over here, and I live right here. I could throw a rock, and I could. Well, maybe I gotta drive a little bit, but I'm pretty damn close to the border. I'll put it that way.
We actually have to start a GoFundMe page for Jacob and the El Paso Spurs. So the first thing, the migrant crossers see is a big welcome to home of the El Paso Spurs, baby.
Join in, yeah. Hey, grab your scarf when you sign up and verify and spend money, and there we go.
Yeah, $25 membership fee, baby. You can come seek refuge at the pub.
One of these pubs somewhere around here.
All right, so Aaron Dove is starting Chadli, benching Vinny, and Dos Santos. A pelar verga, porque you're out of here, homie. Queen says, play Chadli, bench Vinicius, and sell Dos Santos. Scott M says, Vinicius is better than any non-Kane Son Kulu attacker we currently have. That is correct. do this with Dyer, Stambouli, and Fazio. You know what? I actually was gonna do something with. You know what? We'll do that one next. It was not planned, but we'll do that one next. Let me go through with this one. So start Chadley, Bench Vinny, Salgio, and someone in El Tri has my last name. You already know he's considered family. That's true. I'm donating. Get the Sinaloa cartel to buy Spurs. Come on, Chapitos. We're gonna be the Chapito Spurs. Scott, you are the man with your comments tonight. Scott's always the man. Okay, so we're gonna bring up this one here, and I'm gonna start with you, Steve. You're gonna start Dyer, Stambouli, or Fazio?
Are we talking Federico Fazio?
Yep.
Yeah. The Federico Fazio.
That guy pisses me off so much.
Stambouli makes me hungry, so I'm gonna start Stambouli, just because the name alone. I know I'm writing a lot of these names here, but it's just because some of these were before I was a supporter of Tottenham or necessarily in the near future. So Stambouli, Stromboli, whatever his name is, I'm gonna start him. He makes me hungry. That's the wrong one.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm gonna do Stromboli starting. I'll put Fazio on the bench, because I want to sell the fuck out of Dyer. I'll pay you for Dyer. So Fazio just gets on the bench by default because Dyer's name is mentioned next to his. And honestly, you can't spell Dyer without D-I-E.
That's true.
Dyer straight.
Steve, did you finish off there or no?
I'll go. No, I hate Federico Fazio too much. I'm gonna sell the hell out of him because I'm a Lazio fan, and that guy.
No, fucking let Eric Dyer play for Newcastle a couple of years. Just trade. Give me fucking Sven Botman. Let's see how quickly your fucking scoring at St. James Park record goes out the window. God, then you'll be talking about Fazio. You might be like, Fazio's not that bad riding the bench.
Okay, you're kind of right. All right, Saul Dyer, bench Fazio.
No, don't let me swear you. I'm sorry.
Benjamin Stambouli gets the start. He was decent at Schalke. That's about it. I forgot he played.
He ended up going. Yeah, and then he ended up going to PSG from us. So, who do you have out of this awesome threesome here?
Oh.
Just throw. Sell Dyer, couldn't care less on the other two.
Okay, that's fair.
I'd probably. Oh God, no, they're just bad. I might. No, I can't even say it. No, I can't justify playing either of the other two.
Stambouli, I thought he was a defensive midfielder, but he plays.
He was a defensive mid. Yeah,
okay. But he's still a disaster. Yeah, I'm probably going to start Fazio.
Wow.
Ooh.
Because when he was in Spain, I do remember him doing a man-marking job on Ronaldo, and he did it well, and he was commanding. He came to us, and his career just went off the cliff.
Who did he play for?
That was when he was I believe he was at Sevilla at the time.
Oh, okay.
Or Villarreal. Didn't he come from Villarreal? One of those two teams, right?
Sevilla, I think it was.
Look it up.
Yeah.
But he was like captain material. He was really commanding. And we just ruined him as usual. He can't play in a high line. Yeah, we do.
Sevilla. He came from Sevilla.
Yeah, I thought it was. But he was good back then. So that's the only reason I'd play him. Based on what he's done at Spurs and after that, forget it. Wouldn't
one love, homie. Big up to you.
You wouldn't want to grind him down and line the driveway with him.
I'd love to inform you.
Sounds like Dyer to me.
I'd like to inform you about Federico Fazio. The last game of professional football he was involved with, he was in a defense that shipped 8 goals to Atalanta. So there you go.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
He played with Salernitana. Yep, I remember watching that, and yeah,
Dyer could do that.
Yeah.
Ali says start Stambouli, sell Dyer, and bench Fazio. Watching Fazio here. The homie says watching Fazio play akin to pulling teeth. So he's going to start Dyer, bench Stambouli, and sell Fazio. Scott says Yeah, he was a big dude, and he had like he was like the next best thing since fucking sliced bread when we were supposed to get him. And like Kuva said, he was considered to, wanting to be like captain material, but yeah, we ruined the shit out of him. Scott's going with Stambouli bench, Fazio pay someone to take Dyer.
That's exactly what I said.
Fazio's a you.
Fuck out.
All right, I have two more of these, you guys, and then we'll wrap it up.
I wouldn't even have to sell Dyer, just delete him.
Just delete him.
Do what we did with Doherty. Keep the trend going. I liked it. Just fucking rip it up. We can't loan you, so just go. Don't. I was gonna say Dyer, not.
It just he turns up to training one day and like all his kit is in a bag outside the gate. Taxi waiting.
So these are actually keepers. These are three keepers. I chose Aurelio Gomez, Brad Friedel, or Carlo Curucini. And I'll start with you, Jacob.
I'm starting Brad Friedel. I mean, come on. Fucking USA. That's what I'm talking about. Brad Friedel gets a start. And then I'm gonna put Curucini on the bench. And I'm gonna sell Gomez. Yeah.
Uva?
This is quite a pleasant selection compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to have Big Brad in goal, Mr. Reliable.
Come on.
Yeah,
he's 30.
Top goalkeeper, really was.
I loved him.
I'll probably put Curucini on the bench. I think he did quite well for us. A little bit erratic, not quite as steady as Brad, but Gomez, Aurelio, the octopus, he had his moments. When he was brilliant, he looked like the world's best goalkeeper. But he had so many moments where he just had a calamity. I think he'd have to sell him at the end of the day. But Brad's got to be number one there. Big fan of his, always was.
Big shout. What about you, Steve?
To be honest, I haven't heard of Curucini before, but yeah, start Brad Friedel. I think I've vaguely heard of Gomes, so I guess I'd have to bench him by default. And then Curucini and sell. Yeah,
Curucini was a young goalkeeper. We picked him up from Chelsea because he was their backup. We used him as our backup, and then due to injury, he got into the first team. Did well for us.
Okay, fair enough. What about Aurelio Gomes?
I'm a big Kid Cudi fan, so if your name's Curucini, I mean, it's pretty sick.
What about this
Aurelio Gomez? Gomez was actually the keeper when I started supporting Spurs in 2010. He was like Kuva said, on his day he was really good, and on the other days he was really shit, inconsistent. A Brazilian keeper.
Friedel.
Well, I mean
Friedel.
That's up for discussion. I mean, it just depends. It really just depends on how you feel about it. I watched them all play, and if I were to pick here, I think I would start Gomez, bench Friedel, and sell Curucini. But that's just my opinion. But this was going to be like a little bit more trickier one, just because I knew that I'm trying to space it out so that I don't use all the good ones right away. I want to have a segment to be able to do this, on a weekly basis. So I have to pick, there will be some times where like it's all older players, or
Yeah.
I kind of used up all the most recent ones last week when I came up with the game. So I shot my load too early on that one, but it's all good.
You can always resurrect them or tweak them. Or just use one of them.
What I mean?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, the reason I like Friedel so much out of those three is he fits the profile of my idea of the ideal goalkeeper. It's a big goalkeeper that just they got that kind of swagger about them. It's like they just got out of bed, having a bit of morning coffee and it's all relaxed. Nothing's a problem. It gives you so much confidence when you've got a goalkeeper like that behind you. Something does come through, they just stick a hand out. Don't worry about it. I got you. It's like all the best goalkeepers did that. I thought perhaps Schmeichel's the only different one to that brand because he would shout a lot and get angry. But I'd always go for the polar opposite of anything that's like Jordan Pickford because He's just wild man for Everton. I can't stand it. And England.
He's
calmed down a bit, but it's the best goalkeepers I remember. Big Pat Jennings, which is going way back for Spurs.
Pat Jennings.
Yeah, a legendary goalkeeper. Hands the size of dinner plates, and
one of the best.
He just has this aura of everything's okay. You can, I met him when I was a little kid, and he just he picked up the football in front of me with one hand. It's like that easy. It's just
he palmed the ball.
Something goes wrong with the team. Something goes wrong. Somebody makes a mistake on the pitch. He just has a little quiet word with them. Carry on, no problem.
One of the best pieces of advice I ever heard from any coach about goalkeepers was the best trait they could have is if they don't think too much about it. Rather just play their game, react, do what they do in training, because you're going to be covered on that end. And I think that a lot of my favorite goalkeepers as well, Kuv, are just kind of the ones that were just full of themselves and confidence. They didn't have to think much about it. It was just it looks like they're so cool-headed in the big moments, but really they're fucking thinking about daisies. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things I think made me a good goalkeeper was my ADD was, one time I did get knocked out in a PK because I did just dive and it smacked me right in the face. And then I was I woke up. I just woke up and was like, did I save it, coach? And he was like, everyone was going crazy. It was madness, but it took one for the team, put my face out there, and that's what I like in a goalkeeper. That's why I like, Jose Sa. He's not a great goalkeeper, but he's got that fire in the box. I love a confident fire in the box keeper, because I feel like that's the best of both worlds. What Kuva was saying, he said he likes a guy with swagger and confidence, but then as a similar goalkeeper, I also like to be Ray Lewis in the box. If you know who Ray Lewis is, he was a linebacker for arguably one of the best defenses in the history of NFL, and he got off a case of killing a guy. He fucking killed a guy a week before the Super Bowl, and they were like, let's just let that go, because he gang affiliation, but he's a tough motherfucker. And so that was my mindset was I'm channeling my inner Ray Lewis whenever I'm in that box, and if that ball's in the air, someone's getting fucking punched, whether it's the ball or the attacker. Someone's getting knocked the fuck out. Was just my mentality. And that's, I think if you can blend that with the suave confidence, cockiness, you got a pretty damn good keeper in there. Yeah, they're gonna make mistakes, but overall, it's Hugo Lloris is so fucking. I just imagine him drinking tea, having a biscotti, not really giving a fuck, because he's just out there chilling. And he's like, hey, over there, look at that guy. Hey, over there. No, I need some. I was always I don't care if you need it or not. I'm gonna fucking yell at you, and it's good, because it's this is. I'm telling you what I'm seeing from back here. Hey, you're fucking. They're coming down the left. We got back door. Fucking man on. Say something, Hugo. Say something. You're the fucking captain. Come on.
Yeah.
True.
Well, thank you for that bit of tidbit there. Thank you for that one. It's always good to hear from the Goalkeepers Union representative on this channel.
Representative over here. I'm the Goalkeepers Union rep.
Yeah.
I got my card somewhere right now.
So I want to just bring up some of these here.
Almost most of my time. So I always had a good relationship with a goalkeeper. If you got a good goalkeeper,
did you show us?
Come on,
did you show us your green card?
That's why we get along so well. You know what I mean? Because you're a proper center half. I'm a good. I got your back, Kuva. I got you. And that's the thing too, is even if you turn around a goal and it's a mistake that they made and then you made as well, and it's just hey, you know what? Every time I pulled that ball out the back of the net, I always tried to be positive and try to be uplifting. And I think Friedel kind of did that as well. It was just, let's come on. Okay, this happened. Let's fucking move on. Let's keep going forward. And I like that in the keeper. I don't see that in Hugo.
Hated the team he played for, but David Seaman for Arsenal, he was much the same. He was so laid back. Yeah, I had that feeling of he's just got out of bed, reading the morning paper. If shot comes in, he's just going to save it with one hand, carry on reading what he's reading. It's just easy stuff for him. There was a player called Everton had one as well called Neville Southall in the 80s. Aaron Dove will know the one player, Tolelli. He was an amazing goalkeeper. Looked like he didn't know how to dress himself properly, like he hadn't put his shirt on properly. He looked like he was a bit overweight. He had that kind of middle-aged dad look to him. But as soon as he was on the pitch, unbelievable goalkeeper. Some of the best saves I've ever seen. Yeah, Fat Nev. That was his nickname when he was at his peak. And he was just absolutely insane. And it was just everything he did. He just made it look so like, I'll do this all the time. It's not a problem. Yeah. Amazing shot that was going in the top corner. He somehow reacts it, flips it away. He just gets up and he's just like dusting his hands off. Doesn't get any praise, doesn't want it.
A good goalkeeper has someone who, before the match, already put it top bins and made you stretch that. So, what are you talking about? That's bending over. Yeah. I mean, if you do yoga in the morning, bending over and picking up that newspaper ain't going to be so difficult. That's just in the end of the day, you got someone stretching you out, training you. That was why I benefit playing with my two older brothers. One was a defender, one was a midfielder, and the midfielder one, he could take some shots, and it was one of those things like it helped me be ready, motherfucker. I hated it sometimes because stop kicking it so fucking hard before the game, trying to warm up, you bastard. But anyway, that's another story.
You guys, I'm just going to run through some of these real fast so we got on to the last one. The homie Stuart says just start all of them at the same time. Aaron Dove says Frito starts all day. Hilarious Gomez keep for the fun factor, and Carlo too busy crashing motorbikes. Daniel Sandoval, big up to you, by the way, homie. Thank you for tuning in. Says Brad starting, bench Chini and Sal Gomez. Kyle says, use some of the suggestions from last week. I have boundless knowledge of bang average mid 2000 right backs. He was on our show last week when we did this one. And let's see. Frito was solid. I'm going to save this comment actually and bring it up next. Jennings and Schmeichel, best keepers I've ever seen. Well, thank you guys for those comments. Now, this is the last one, and I kind of, no homo, thought about you, Jacob, when I did this one because I know how much these players might.
Easy. If you're in the NBA, they'll fine you for that. I'm
saying that?
45,000. That's more than I used to make being a fucking video coordinator, and a fucking 45K in the NBA. If you say that, so just careful.
All right. DeAndre Yedlin, Clint Dempsey, or Cameron Carter-Vickers?
Oh, no. I love me some Yedlin, but like...
There's only one DeAndre Yedlin!
Yeah. Yedlin. There's only one Andre Yedlin.
Love Yedders.
I love him too. He's totally a vibe. Cameron Carter-Vickers is a big thickers, I like to call him. Clint Dempsey, I mean, he's a vibe himself. I'm starting Clint Dempsey. I'm sorry. I love me some Dempsey, the cool man. Even as a broadcaster, he's a cool man. I'm starting Clint Dempsey. I'm benching DeAndre Yedlin because I don't want to sell Yedlin. And then Cameron Carter-Vickers, I'm going to sell you. I'm going to sell you just because as much as I love Carter-Vickers, this league's too much for him. He's too big. He's not quick enough. Not quick enough for this league, in my opinion. He's thick enough.
He's doing all right in the back three, but yeah, I'd agree. I'd go Dempsey start, Yedlin bench, especially when Yedlin was younger. Oh my God, he could just run past anyone he want, bro. Oh man,
so pacey. Yeah, that's the thing. He had pace and vibes.
Exactly.
And that's what I liked it, but. It still wasn't good enough, but
unfortunately, CCV, you gotta go, man. Go play Estac Trois in Liga. My favorite league in the world. So I'll enjoy watching you there, brother. But for now,
is he not at Celtic anymore?
No, he's at Estac Trois. He's in.
How do you watch that league? Do you have BN Sports or what?
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Okay, because I was like, I don't even know where they broadcast fucking league.
Or no, am I thinking of? Wait, hold on. No, he might be at Celtic. Sorry.
Carter-Vickers. I thought he was at Celtic.
You know who's at Celtic with Joe Hart. Eric Palmer Brown. Eric Palmer Brown's at Trois, and Cameron Carter-Vickers is at Celtic.
The Celtic, yeah. Kuva, how about you, my man? How are you feeling about this trio here?
No doubt about it. Clint Dempsey has to be the one in the team. Wasn't a bad player, to be honest. Did okay for us. Certainly some memorable couple of goals link ups with Gareth Bale. Plus, I used to love it when American fans would have the sign up in the stands just saying Clint, and they put the L and the I a little bit too close together, and it's always makes me laugh, that one. But they could do that now, and he's not even there. Carter Vickers, I think, an okay player. I mean, I'll probably put him on the bench. He's not a first teamer. He's never going to make the grade with us. But I just think DeAndre Yedlin is a terrible footballer. Sorry, he's really quick, but he's awful. He really is.
He's playing for Miami now.
Yeah, sounds about right. I think.
Inter Miami.
Yeah, I just can't imagine him doing anything worthwhile, but doing it badly at a very high speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crap at high speed. That's true.
That was this week's. Let me see here real quick. Let me pull this up. That was this week's version of. Well, all right. Well, that was a fun little version of buy one, bench one, sell one. Well, it is about that time. We are going to wrap stuff up. We are coming up to the 2-hour mark. I'll just go around the table and then we'll sign off. But Steve, since you're the one yawning and tired, bro, let people know where they can find you. What you got coming up? Anything you want to just say while you have the floor?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Strasbourg Steve. You can also find me on YouTube. Twitter is Seve Machala. YouTube is Strasbourg Steve. And then what's it called? My Instagram is Strasbourg Steve Kits. So there you go.
Strasbourg. Like how you said that, bro.
I'm assuming Strasbourg. Oh, yeah. There we go.
My guys. Yeah, I'm part Alsace. I'm part Alsatian. So.
But for some reason, I'm sort of affiliated myself with Mainz 5. So
Mainz in Germany.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So just I like having an obscure team every here and there. It came from playing Football Manager, and there's somebody recommended there was this one site you go to, you pay a fee for a club shirt, and they send you a random one from any of the top leagues. So they said just do that and then play Football Manager with this club. So I've got the Mainz 5 one, and I've just been at it all the way.
Nice,
it's fun.
They have those like mystery boxes now. They're like a subscription. They'll just send you a kit of some mystery team.
I like those.
My fear is they'd send me the first one I get would be Arsenal or Chelsea.
No, but you can say in the description though, don't give me Arsenal, Chelsea, whoever.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about that. But yeah.
And you have anything coming up anytime soon? Because you also do live watch-alongs with games across the board, right? All leagues.
Yeah. I might be doing one tomorrow. Napoli Sassuolo. I might do the La Liga game. I'm not sure yet, but probably do something tomorrow. And then on the weekend, I'll probably do the Newcastle Liverpool game. So yeah, I'll be. I don't know. Maybe I'll even do the Spurs game. So I don't know. I'll have to look and see what's on the list. So yeah,
I can't stand watching Napoli.
Really?
Yeah, they're so good, and I've got Spurs to watch.
Yeah,
they're a good watch though.
Oh, Napoli, amazing.
I love Kvaratskhelia. I love that guy. Kvaratskhelia. I love him.
Yeah. You just call him K2.
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia.
I love him.
And Osimhen. Osimhen is pace and power.
Osimhen for a reason.
Man City used to have a similar player called Georgi Kinkladze. I think he's Georgian as well. They seem to churn them out, those sort of tricky wingers.
Yeah.
Kim and Jay, come on.
Kim and Jay.
And then off the bench, Tanguy and Dombele to close out a match. What more do you need?
Yeah.
I added all of your social media stuff down in the description. So if anybody wants to drop this guy a follow, a sub, I did put his YouTube channel. If you want to follow his Instagram, definitely head over there and give this guy a sub, a follow, a poke, a tweet, whatever it is you do.
It says
Kuva,
404 not found when I try to click his.
Oh, the only one for me I'll plug will be Spurs, the 3 Spurs boys, because that's me with Kuv and The Kang, me and Bobby K on Sunday nights.
There you go.
Doing much like the game show you had here, that sort of thing. We try and stay away from football because, let's face it, football's bullshit if you're a Spurs fan.
As of late, absolutely. I can't agree with you more.
Yeah. Did I put the link in wrong, Jacob?
Yeah, I clicked on his and it said 404 not found for Machala.
Let me go ahead and make you a mod. Steve, if you want to just type it in, bro, and put it in there.
I did. Actually, I have to do the link. Right, you're right.
No, go ahead. Now you could put it in the link if you want to on the chat. That way everybody can have that.
If he's not a mod,
and also
it won't pop up as a link if he's not a mod.
No, I've made him a mod so he could do it.
Oh, okay.
And Kuva just said he
there we go.
You can see him on Kuv and The Kang. Definitely a fucking funny show, man. You guys are yeah, it's Kuv and The Gang. I enjoy watching it, dude. Your guests are always fucking just. You guys had Sava on last, and I just thought, like, dude, you guys, did this guy know what he was getting into? Because it was just so different to see Sava like out of his not comfort zone, but definitely a different light of Sava. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So
I do like it when he talks about his dog. It makes me feel like daddy at the dinner table's happy. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to yell at mommy tonight.
And Stuart saying In the Wall should be there on Saturday night on Bob Spur TV. That's another big one. And next week, I'm assuming Ben Kaufman will be back doing his coffee shop thing, the coffee company, and that'll be very early morning for you guys. But
I always wake up because lately my wife been going to work early, so I got to wake up early and get myself ready. Yeah. I always put his thing on and I make myself a little breakfast and make breakfast for the family. So
I really enjoy watching him.
Shout out to Sava's channel as well. Sava Talks Football. I'll be doing the Sunday roundup as well. That'll be at 7 o'clock UK time, or GMT. So
get me on that show. Talk to Sava.
We don't do guests on that one really. It's just the regulars, just rounding up the week's thing. But I think just Sava's show, come on as a guest.
When you talk about a roundup, what more do you need than a Texan who can tie a lasso, ride a horse, and round up cattle? I mean, come on.
There you go.
Just throwing it out there.
I'll have to get you on at some of the weekday ones.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, big up, Kuva. We appreciate you being on our show, and thank you. The link for the 3 Spurs boys is in the chat. It's actually for Kuv and The Kang, and then I put your I hope you don't mind, I put your Twitter account in case anybody wants to tweet with you in the middle of the night. As for you, Jacob, what's going on with United Spurs of America? You guys are doing the damn thing, my homie. You're almost to a K, and I look forward to being able to support your channel even more, homie. Dropping super chats. You guys are fucking, like I told you, you guys are gonna be leading the way here for the United States channel. So yeah, bro, it's a pleasure always to have you on here, homie.
We're alongside each other. That's the way I see it. No one's in front, no one's in behind.
No, but you guys helped me get my foot through the door, bro. So I always will be, grateful for the opportunity that, not just you, but your partner Michael, gave me to be able to start on your platform and reach out and have my own. So, even if I had more subs, you had more subs. Yeah, I'm always gonna, break bread how it's supposed to be done, homie.
Appreciate that. Yeah, no, United Spurs of America on YouTube, at USofA on Twitter. Like you said, I think we're like 80 away from that 1K. got some subs overnight. It was nice to wake up to this morning. So whatever YouTube's doing, please do it for me and all the homies here at Mile High Hotspur as well, because gotta always share the love, you know. So nice to see that. Nice to be here with you. I think we got a show tomorrow. Every Friday, Michael and myself, we do a Friday show. It used to be at like 12:30 our time, Leo, 7:30 Kuva time, but lately, because of my schedule, it's been like 4 p.m. our time, which makes it like 11 p.m. Kuva time. So it's been making it a little difficult, but luckily it's a Friday night. We can stay up late, get into shenanigans if you're in the UK. But yeah, please do. If you haven't, please do go sub. Trying to get that 1,000. That'll be pretty sweet. But slow and steady always wins the race. That's what I've learned. Slow and steady will win the race. I mean,
getting to 1,000's the hard part, definitely.
Yeah, and then once you get over that hump, see, once I get to that point, I'm gonna feel pretty good about just like, that's good. I'm good. Like, that's fine. You know, that's a nice little. I'll take my seat there and take my corner of YouTube, my like little tiny corner of YouTube, and I think I'll be very humbled by it. So, big up, Leo. You've also been a help there. Big up, Kuva. You've featured on quite a number of shows. You brought quite a number of views with some hot takes on the Friday show, Kuva. Well, I don't know about hot takes, but it was just a spicy time. We had a spicy time. I'll put it that way. It was just good for the channel, so thank you for that.
Always say what I believe. So
I love that about you. Always pleasure streaming with you as well, Steve. Nice to meet you and share the stream as well. I'm about to go sub to your channel. I'm pulling up the YouTube so I can click the link. But
follow big up, Leo. And Twitter, bro.
Sweet.
Yes, sir.
There's only one way to end this show, and it's the way we end every victory at White Hart Lane. Thank you guys for joining. Everybody be cool.
Pleasure.
Away the man.